Disney List Time. Taking a look at some of the best and worst across the Walt Disney Company. This time around, though, it's a Disney list of our Disney Christmas wishes for 2023. Disney Christmas wish list. We're doing one for Disneyland, one for Disney World, and one for the Disney Company. With me today, Tyler Crouch, Katrina Manzone, Garrett Hassel, all here to chat about their Disney Christmas wish list for 2023. I don't know about you all, but it has been a heck of a 2022. A lot of big changes, a lot of things have been shifting around as we leave the short-run Chapek era and re-enter another Iger era, and we move forward into a new year. Katrina, we'll start with you. What is on your Disney Christmas wish list for 2023? Let's start with Disneyland.
Okay. So I really want Disneyland to actually give an option to buy like a yearly Genie Plus for annual pass holders.
That's a great idea.
That's outside the box.
Yeah.
That's a big wish.
It's a huge one. It's a very
ask
big
of the Genie. Asking that Genie.
Yeah.
Gotta be expensive though. If they're gonna
I
do
know.
That.
So that would be really cool. I'm not saying give us like Lightning Lane, but maybe a discounted Lightning Lane to ride the two rides. But it would be nice to have like some type of Genie Plus system where you can pay like a yearly fee and you're able to use it like X amount of times in the year. And then if you don't, you lose it and they made profit.
Or at least like Universal does, like they have a pass that lets you come in, well, at least in Hollywood, after 3 you can get on the rides without waiting in line, and then over in Orlando
one
it's
each.
After 4, I think.
One ride each.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful. So I mean, it's nice. So if you're able to like at least offer something after 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whatever, for people to actually utilize the Genie Plus, and you can go on like the one ride. But again, like with Genie Plus, you have to make a reservation, and at Universal they don't.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the problem.
Going off of that, I think it would be cool if you could just not make reservations on the Genie Plus thing and just go to a ride and it would work. Like maybe they could have a couple different tiers. Make it even more complicated than it already is.
You're making my mind blow up. I'm like, okay, well that could work.
I mean, I like the idea, but also, I could see that being super confusing.
That'd be really.
Their naming conventions are just already bad enough as they are. So
even
anyway.
like the one-day tickets. Anyway, so give me an option to do a Genie Plus yearly thing where we can just do it. And honestly, a lot of APs, they don't really ride rides anyway.
It's true.
Nope.
So
that's why they're unfavorable.
That's right. So we're gonna pay for it and not use it.
Clogging up the walkways.
We're the ones that clog up the walkways and just like hang out and chit chat,
No.
So that's my Disneyland. My Disney World is to offer. I'm kind of going off of the Genie Plus thing. Is to offer Genie Plus to deluxe guests. So kind of like what Universal does when you stay at one of their top tier resorts. The 3, you get free express for the day. So
great
that's
perk.
why Tyler and I stay like 1 night or 2 nights, because you get it the day you check in, and then like the next day, like the day you check out. So technically, you get 2 days of express for a 1 night stay. So you kind of make up. Kind of like if it works.
Excellent perk.
The math works. So So we usually do that, and then you get an express pass. So if you're spending a lot of money to go to Disney World, and so if you're able to do it for like just the Polynesian, the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian, just to like for the people who stay there and spend like ridiculous amount of money for the Contemporary to stay in those incredible rooms. I'm sorry, but they don't look incredible. So, you're spending like, $700 a night for a family of 4.
Right.
Just give them the $30 Genie Plus as like a little gift, because then more people want to stay there and make
Genie
it
Plus
more
doesn't
on
cost
demand.
them anything, so why not?
So that would be kind of cool you get like Genie Plus for like the length of your stay or something like that. So that would be kind of like a nice kind of throwback to make people actually want to stay in the deluxe resorts.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Yeah, in a world without perks and ever removing perks from Disney World, that would be a great one to throw in. So
I think it'd be really nice to kind of not compete with Universal in that, but because Universal does offer it, and that's why a lot of people like to stay in those resorts, and And it just makes you feel better, you know, because you have like your little pass, and then they look at your little pass and like, oh yes, you can go in now. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I think that'd be like a really great idea. And then for Disney in general, like the company, stop making live action movies. For the love of God, stop doing remakes. Yeah, the live action remakes. Like, just stop. Like, I'm over it. Be creative.
Just give me Treasure Planet live action, and then
I can't. They're gonna ruin it.
Listen, future CEO, I am putting in a formal request as your friend, confidant, and lover.
Wow!
I just learned something today.
What's happening? To find out this way, but yeah. Merry Christmas.
Sorry.
Merry Christmas.
How about that, Tyler?
I'm not. There will be no live action Treasure Planet.
No.
You know what? Let's make a bet right now, Gary. And you don't even have to put any money up, but I will give you $100 if they ever make that movie. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Deal.
All right, there
Recorded
it is.
in history, right here.
It's here.
And if they don't, I will give you a piece of gum. Because
okay, sounds good. But it needs to be like bubblegum flavor. I don't want like a spearmint. No, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the clarity.
Yeah.
And know what? I appreciate that, because sometimes people try and get around on deals, and it's like I give you crappy watermelon flavor or whatever.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Oh no,
I want watermelon in winter.
Yeah, we don't know.
What kind of a sicko do you think I am?
Yeah,
no zebra gum here.
2024 Treasure Planet.
It's not.
Can you imagine?
Like 20 tickets.
I feel like Tom Holland would be it. Like
they
would need to make it in like the next 2 years for Tom Holland to actually be in it.
He would be.
And Zendaya somehow, because they are meant to be together in every single movie.
So no more live action remakes.
No
Disney.
more live action remakes. Just create something new.
Original.
An original.
I love that.
Jeez, Garrett, let's toss it out to you. When it comes to Disneyland, what do you got?
Disneyland, I never got to go on Rocket Rod, so I would just love for, the People Mover. I would love for Tomorrowland to get the People Mover again, because I never got to experience it, and I never got to experience their, the very short-lived Rocket Rods and all that. So People Mover, I think, would add so much to Tomorrowland. They're trying to remake it all beautiful, and who doesn't want to go on a sightseeing tour? It's one of the best attractions at Disney World, and I love it. I think it would do even better at Disneyland, because Disneyland is better, and that's my professional opinion. So
it's better, and you haven't been on it.
No. I'm saying Disneyland is better, and the Tomorrowland, and I think is prettier overall. And I think it would just go well, because I remember seeing A Day at Disneyland, and it would go through Star Tours, and I was like, oh my god, I want to experience that, and I didn't get to. So a People Mover, bring it back. It's got the track, it's got everything set up for it, just no vehicles, no operating system, no cast members. But other than that, it's there. It's already there.
As the track collapses under its own weight now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's gone through a lot.
Yeah, I think it's so. I think it's so behind on code that they would have to just remake the whole.
But
thing.
This is his wish list.
This
is what he wants. So
yeah,
I'm gonna piggyback off this later, but you keep on going with your.
All right.
But going across the country to Disney World, I would have to say bringing APs back permanently would be, I think, wonderful. Just like how we've spoken about how a lot of APs will just, buy things and not spend it, or will buy, a ton of things and it's just like money that floats away. So many annual pass holders I know will buy it for a 4-day vacation, because it might be more affordable to do it that way than just buying a 4-day ticket, because you get all the added benefits of being like an annual pass holder. So I say bringing back annual passes at Disney World would be great. Like, if you go on the website, it says click on annual passes, nothing, absolutely nothing, and then it's like DVC, still nothing there. So annual passes at Disney World would make the world a much better place, and with a new, or I guess a former CEO back in charge who seems to like the guests. Bob, I'm talking to you, not Chapek. Iger. So yeah, APs would be a wonderful Christmas wish coming true. And honestly, for Disney in general, like a million Christmas wishes come true with
Treasure Planet.
You know, with The Godfather, Bob Iger coming back. You know, that was a dream come true for me because, you know, I really admire him. I think he's a great role model, not only in leadership but in just being a good person. And so I will say, with the company, I would honestly, I just want a new trilogy of Star Wars films. I want something beautiful to be proud of, because the shows are great, and I think, you know, they're doing a good job, but I want to go to a different era of Star Wars. I really love Star Wars. I'm kind of tired with Marvel at the moment, so some Star Wars action going in there would be amazing, because I love Grogu, I love Mando, but I want to go back to the High Republic because they've got the books. And, you know, they're putting out the video games, but I want to see, like, a movie of old school, like, when Yoda was, like, a teenager, you know, when he was, you know, doing things that teenagers do at the age of 150.
Spray painting. I want to
see that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, graffitiing all over Coruscant, you know, going out late, getting drunk with Wampas. That sounds like a thing Yoda would do.
Sounds like what Disney really wants to put on movies.
Absolutely, yeah.
They didn't even exist on the same planet.
Some new Star Wars films being announced in, you know, the new year, that'd be pretty amazing.
A new trilogy. Wow, didn't expect that. Oh, yeah. So certainly with the track record that many are divided on, as of the most recent films that the Star Wars franchise has pushed out, maybe they could, you know, rebound and recover.
I think, like, the Skywalker saga is done and has been put to bed. I think we need to focus on some other heroes. You know, I love, you know, the best lightsaber battle was Obi-Wan versus Anakin in Episode 3. That's the caliber of fights I want. I want, like, every lightsaber fight to be 20 minutes long with epic music and, you know, fire and lava. Spoiler alert, there's fire and lava. And Anakin becomes a burn victim.
Wow.
Oh, but that's a Skywalker saga.
Yeah. So I want a different saga, you know, High Republic era, you know, hundreds of years before.
What about Low Republic?
Mid-Republic, anyone?
Or is that rim shot? We need the...
No kidding. I've been sound effectless today. I don't know what's going on.
I want the One Republic era of Star Wars. The One Republic, you know, the great band.
So, Tyler, Disneyland, you got a wish list. What do you think?
I do. So, you know, as I mentioned a little bit ago, I was going to piggyback a little bit on Garrett's answer to the People Mover, where I'm totally with you, Garrett. I want them to bring the People Mover back. I want them to, but go even further and just update Tomorrowland in general. Because it's been, like, rumored for so long now. They keep on making announcements, and people are like, oh, cross our fingers, maybe they'll update Tomorrowland now, and they don't do anything about it. I mean, literally, it's a concrete walkway, like, hallway. Like, that's what Tomorrowland feels like to me. It's, like, so depressing. Like, Tomorrowland was so about, like, that kinetic energy and having things moving, like, all the time. Like, you almost felt like, you know, you felt like you were walking into, like, a freeway of tomorrow, you know, like that's kind of what it felt like. Is just, it was all about transportation and what you know, what could be. And now it just looks sad. It just really does. And it was, when I was working at Disneyland, it was always the most depressing when I got to work and I was like, oh, I'm working in Tomorrowland today. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, so if they're redoing Tomorrowland, are you getting rid of Finding Nemo submarines?
Yes.
I mean, because
it's just, it doesn't really fit in with the idea of the future and all that. We're like, well, modern submarines.
I mean, I think that really what should happen is, like, they should, like, that huge piece of land, something needs to happen with it. I mean, like Autopia and everything. It's like, you know, it's kind of outlived its.
And don't forget Launch Bay.
Yeah, I mean,
Launch Bay
is
that's still
like,
there?
It's so sad too. It's just like
Launch Bay, Magic Eye Theater still closed, still nothing.
Can you imagine if they made, like, a fun, like, restaurant inside, like a rotating restaurant where they had, like, screens and stuff of, like, the future of tomorrow? Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Sell fireworks viewing,
where you could be met by Chip and Dale and Mickey and Pluto. And it goes around an attraction where there's plants and talks about the importance of land. I like it.
feel like I've witnessed this somewhere.
Yeah, where have I heard this idea? Make it a Space 220. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, that's my Disneyland one. Update
Love
Tomorrowland. It's like yesterday land right now. I mean,
Totally.
Come on, let's get our crap together.
Ducks in a row.
Yeah, come on now. The second one that I have in mind for Disney World now is I'm just so Epcot is like my favorite park over in Florida, and I'm just so ready for it to be like at least not just an eyesore every time I walk in. You know, I want them to finish Epcot like as quick as they can. It's just so depressing every time you have to like walk around all the construction walls and this epic place. Just it's been so sad for so long now, and just get that stuff done. And I really wish too that like some of the projects that have been shelved could possibly come back.
Like
and I know that would make it take longer to get done, but I just
the festival center, like the 3-tier
that
one,
multi-tier one.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool. I think
so
Mary
cool.
Poppins would have been cool. I think even the update to Spaceship Earth would have been very interesting, and so we're not getting any of that anymore apparently, and you know, that's depressing. But I want to be able to at least walk through the center of Epcot again. Like, just let me walk through the center without going all the way around everything. It's sad and it's depressing. So
Wall City.
City. Yeah.
I don't need that.
It's a lot like Tomorrowland and Disneyland, honestly. So the next thing here for just the full company, as Disney, as a publicly traded enterprise,
action Treasure Planet, great idea.
No,
Still not.
Actually, my wish is that they never make Treasure
Whoa!
Planet. I just changed
Christmas
it.
wish.
No, I'm just
For
kidding.
you, sir. Cole for you.
It's for him to be CEO. That's what it is.
No, but in all seriousness, I want them to revert their plans on moving Imagineering out to Lake Nona and out to Florida and keep it in Glendale. I don't know how set in stone these things are. It's probably already too late, but I mean, they lost so many good people when they made this choice, and they lowered morale to such a just terrible level. And I'm not mad at those people for being upset. Of course they should be upset. Like, it just the amount of talent they lost, the goodwill that they lost is like so huge by making this terrible maneuver by this bald-headed weirdo. And I just keep it in Glendale, keep things here. The movie studios are out here. Like, it makes sense if you're all about synergy. If Disney is a company that's all about synergy and like wanting to make their parks match up to their movies, match up to their TV shows and all that, then why are you moving things like across the world? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I know there's a Disney World out in Florida, but
there's no production studios.
There's no production studios, you know. That's what my point is it's
got such a rich heritage where Walt, like, you know, had it built for these guys, and it's gone through so much history. Like, it's not just, you know, the people and the technology, but you can feel the history in the building. And when you watch the Imagineering story, you know, you see how, you know, WED Enterprises is much more than a place. It's almost like its own person, where it's its own culture. And, you know, you can't, when you move to a new building, the culture doesn't always go with it. All the imagination and all that stuff.
No, you're 100% right, Garrett. I mean, and if you think about it, Disney has used Walt himself as a point of inspiration for so long now, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, that inspiration that we cared so much about last year, yeah, we're gonna just throw that out the window.
I mean, the 100 years coming up, like, and then you're trying to like move everybody across country for like 100 years of entertainment and all this, like,
just seemed like a very unnecessary move to begin with, and now they've delayed it multiple times, and you're right, they've lost a lot of folks now in the process of it all. I don't know if it will ever happen. I think it's tied to tax breaks. I think that's the whole reason why it's a financial move to save money, but in the end, at what costs? That's for sure. So that's a great wish, and now we turn it on over to all of you. Your Disney wish list for what you would like to see in 2023. Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Company, what's on your list? You let us know. in the comments.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.